way, we've got 36 laps in the books now, and that's 36 laps on one set of tires. So maybe handling characteristics changing a little bit on these cars. Let's go to pit road, get more on Mike Wallace's machine. Steve?
Well, Alan, at the top of the broadcast, you guys talked about the experience that Mike Wallace has. Of course, he's a full-time competitor on the NASCAR Truck Series, driving for Kenny Schrader. Now, I just talked to the crew chief on that 83 car, and he said that Mike says the car is very comfortable the way it is. Right now, he's just going to stay conservative, and he won't make a move until the end of the race. So, again, as you said, using his experience and his head.
Leaders come by Bob Strait, and the Illinois veteran a lap down. Straight a winner a week ago in ARCA competition. Oh, trouble in front of the leaders. Wow! Whoa. Wayne Lee crashing just in front of Adam Petty and Mike Wallace. Now more cars in trouble behind the accident off of turn number 4. And we have the caution flag in the race. There you see another car limping down onto pit road. That is Lanigan.
Darrell Lanigan.
Who got caught up in the crash. Ah, tough break.
Well, Mike Wallace just missed that one. He was down on the flat part of the apron in the middle of turn 4.
Wayne Leake around and crashing into the wall in front of the leaders. Adam Petty and Mike Wallace get through. The third-place driver does not. And he has sprinkled the right side of that machine pretty good. Others involved, we see John Linville coming to pit road. Looks like the back end of his machine is damaged. Let's see if we can figure out what happened as the leaders came storming up behind Wayne Leake.
Looks like Leake just lost it. Yep, or something happened to the car, one of the others. Oof. Here comes Lanigan.
Adam Petty, Mike Wallace. Lanigan must have got into the outside wall.
He must have been the car that went right up along the wall to miss it.
Randy?
Well, you can see Darrell Lanigan. They are pushing that car behind the wall. Talk about heartbreak. They've shut it off. It appears that he may very well be done for the evening because he is not running for points. We're waiting for the leaders now to come down pit road.
Darrell Lanigan led 29 laps, but at lap 39, he goes behind the wall. His chance to win tonight is over. In the EasyCare 100, Adam Petty leads Mike Wallace, Mark Gibson, Andy Hillenberg, and Gus Wasson, the top 5. There you see Dwayne Leake climbing from his machine, where it sits at the bottom of the banking in turn 4 after spinning to start this crash that resulted in Lanigan being caught up. Tough break for Dwayne. The yellow flag waves over this race once again. 39 of 67 laps complete. Back with more racing from Charlotte in a minute. On pit road as we welcome you back to Charlotte and the EasyCare 100 for the ARCA Series. You are looking at point leader Frank Kimmel as he leaves the pit lane after getting service from the Advance Auto Parts team. Adam Petty, Mike Wallace, Mark Gibson, Andy Hillenberg, all of the leaders came down pit road. And look who got out quickest.
Got out first, Bobby Hamilton Jr.
Hamilton Jr., whose Sadler Brothers race team got him off pit road the quickest, will be out in front of Adam Petty. We talked about the 2 youngsters at the top of our show, and right now they're holding down the top 2 spots in the race, although I believe Mike Cicchetti stayed on the racetrack, and he should take over the race lead here. We'll follow up on that in just a minute. First to pit road, and Randy Pemberton.
Well, Adam Petty's car was being serviced by none other than the STP crew from the Winston Cup division, as well as a couple of other guys from the Winston Cup series down here changing tires and supporting Adam. They took on 4 tires, filled it up with Unical fuel, and sent him on his way. No other adjustments. Also on this end of pit road, Mike Swaim Jr., 4 tires down and away. Steve Burns.
Well, Randy, Mike Wallace was in the 83 car. They changed 4 tires. Didn't look like they made any chassis adjustments. And I should have mentioned a moment ago when I said he was a regular competitor in the Craftsman Truck Series that he is filling in tonight in the 83 car for the regular driver, Jeff Finley.
Finley was involved in a hard crash at Winchester in practice a week ago, last Friday actually, and cracked his sternum, which is the chest bone, the breastbone, if you will, and also bruised his heart. Wanted to race here tonight, is here tonight, but decided the better of it. Actually was convinced the better of it by, among others, Ken Schrader, who was kind of a mentor to Finley, who explained to him that he just didn't need to be in the race car tonight and take that chance. And there's the new leader, Mike Cicchetti, who did stay out on the racetrack under this caution. So Cicchetti, along with the 08 car of John Kinder, staying on the racetrack. Then Hamilton Jr. will be 3rd, followed by Adam Petty and Mark Gibson, Gus Wasson, Mike Wallace, Bobby Gerhart, Rich Woodland, and Mike Swaim Jr. That's the rest of the order that they came off of pit road. Let's go back downstairs and get more on Bobby Hamilton Jr.
Well, the strategy is set for the rest of this race. A couple of guys stay on the racetrack under this caution. As far as Hamilton Jr. is concerned, the reason he got up where he is right now, he took on only 2 tires. They figure this is the strategy they need to get track position. They believe the tire wear is good. They don't think they have a problem, but they looked at me with both palms up saying, ooh, we'll just have to wait and see if that'll do the trick.
How about that? 2 tires, no tires?
Well, they had been out earlier today in their practice session, or yesterday in their practice session, and they had arrived at the conclusion that running 20 laps only cost them 2 1/100ths, not 2 tenths, 2 1/100ths. So they figured they really didn't desperately need tires, and they got some track position out of it.
Right now, Hamilton Jr. in 3rd behind Mike Cicchetti and John Kinder under caution at Charlotte in the EasyCare 100. Back for the restart in just a minute. Most of them live around here. They get to drive some of their toys to the track that they don't normally get to.
Oh, this place is full of Harleys on race day. It really is. Well, they have some other
and other kind of motorcycles too.
Well, 2-wheel vehicles anyway.
Like Bill drove in on, or rode in on, excuse me. Anyway, we're about set to go back racing. The 4-wheel variety, thank you. 44 laps will be complete when they come to the stripe, and it is Mike Cicchetti and John Kinder occupying the top 2 spots, stayed on the racetrack. Remember, we talked at the top of the broadcast, if they got enough laps of caution, they could probably go the 67-lap distance without stopping for fuel.
Yeah, but the guy I said that runs the whole race on a fuel mileage is Kirk Shuman, and he pits.
And chassis, he wasn't running that well. They could have needed a chassis adjustment, so it might not have been the fuel thing there. Go back racing now. Green flag, 44 complete. Inside the block and take the inside run on Kinder. That was close.
This is when you're, as a driver, you're kind of holding your breath for a couple laps after you go yellow and everybody bunches up and you've got some slower lap cars that are on the inside. You just got to get through a couple laps here to get everything sorted out and hope everything works out okay.
That's for the lead. Hamilton Jr. to the top spot. Adam Petty to 2nd. Kinder pinned in behind Cicchetti. Here comes the train to the inside.
Wow. Hamilton's running.
Remember, he took only 2 tires on his stop a couple of minutes ago. Adam Petty has 4. He's after Hamilton for the lead.
Man, does that Pontiac of Adam Petty's come off the corner off of 4.
Got some motor in that thing, doesn't he?
You see that yellow car back in the running up front. Got Gus Wasson is back running 4th.
He's been up front all day, one way or another. He's been in the top 10 all day long.
Hamilton Jr. in that 95 car. That's the Sadler Brothers team, longtime campaigners out of Nashville. Kind of a partial Winston Cup schedule has been their thing for years. They're hoping to find a sponsor and go full-time NASCAR Busch Series racing with Bobby Hamilton Jr. in 1999.
This is the way to find a sponsor. Hamilton has got a short ARCA Series career so far, just 3 starts. This is his 3rd. Pocono, he was 5th after starting 3rd in his inaugural.
Right now feeling a challenge from Mike Wallace for the 4th position. Adam Petty still poking around Hamilton Jr. for the race lead.
And don't forget, if you didn't call them by their first name, you got Hamilton and Petty and Wallace running.
There is Mike Wallace on the move underneath Gus Wasson. He picks up the 4th spot into 1. Wasson is a USAC and All-Star Sprint car driver. He's got a pretty well-known owner of that yellow car. If you're a baseball fan, Chris Hoyles, who's the catcher for the Baltimore Orioles, is the owner of that race car. Frank Kimmel picks up a spot there. That's 7th. Tell you what, while these 2 guys run, they better not be looking in their rearview mirror because Mike Wallace is on the charge. He is just about to take the 3rd spot away from Mark Gibson. There he goes underneath Gibson into 1. And the veteran of many, many miles of racing here is closing fast.
You know, 1 of 2 things. He did say, you know, when we talked to his pit crew that he was just biding his time and the car was fine. Or that they did have a pit stop, and if they wanted to make any type of adjustment, either an air pressure adjustment, because we didn't see him make a wedge change on it. So if they were going to make a change, they did it with air pressure, and it's showing that either he was waiting till now or waiting for that little chance to change, and he's definitely fast.
They got the two kids up in front of him right now.
Adam Petty has a faster race car here. I think we see that, especially up in turns 3 and 4. He's got a faster race car, but not fast enough that he wants to take a chance on getting in a bind trying to pass Hamilton. Now, if Wallace closing quick, we'll see if he presses a little harder.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Let us remember the race does not always go to the fastest man.
But you're right. You know, he looked in his mirror and he saw Wallace was coming, and he realized that if I don't make a move to get around Hamilton, Wallace is going to make a move to get around me.
For the lead, Hamilton Jr. inside, Adam Petty outside.
Awful close. Yeah, Hamilton wobbles, loses it. Adam's got him.
And what happened was when Adam got that close to him on the outside, it took a little air off the spoiler, off of Bobby Hamilton's spoiler, and just made the car wheel enough where he was able to get around.
Here comes Mike Wallace for second. Around the outside, picks up the spot on Hamilton Jr. Remember, Petty and Wallace, 4 tires on their pit stop. Hamilton Jr. got just 2. 15 laps to go. Adam Petty, the race leader. Can he score his first win in his first ARCA start like Dad Kyle did in 1979? The lead and the win in the EasyCare 100 for the ARCA Series at Charlotte. 18-year-old Adam Petty on the left of your screen in the Spree Pontiac, being chased by Mike Wallace, veteran of Winston Cup, NASCAR Busch Series, and NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series racing. 11 laps to go. Can Wallace's experience win out over what is obviously a very strong car that Adam Petty has? Very determined young man behind the wheel.
You know, not only has Adam Petty got the jitters about driving the race car, keeping it straight, not making a mistake, worrying about what his dad's saying at the other end of the radio, but he's got to look in his mirror, and there's Mike Wallace all over him every lap.
10 to go to pit road. Get more on Mike Wallace's car.
Well, hey, Bill, I heard you ask a moment ago if they made any adjustments to the 83 car of Mike Wallace on the last stop, and the answer is no. The car is that good. All they changed was tires, no chassis adjustments, no air pressure adjustments. The car is handling very well for Mike Wallace.
9 laps to go. It's been a very difficult month for young Adam Petty. He was involved in an accident back at Labor Day weekend up in Minnesota, where the crew chief of his ASA racer was fatally injured. It wasn't Adam's fault, but he was involved in the accident. And it's been tough for a young man of 18 to deal with. This is his time back behind the wheel of a car for the first time, and he's had to get over that tonight, go racing, and obviously is proving very resilient.
And I'm sure in the back of his mind, he's remembering that out here practicing, he backed this car into the wall, and they fixed it. Good old Dad watched Kyle in the pits beating on the fender, straightening them out.
To pit road, Randy Pemberton.
Well, that's the whole story down here. Kyle Petty is not in the pits. He couldn't stand it, to tell you the truth. He has left the building. I don't know where he is, but I assume he is in his motor coach, probably watching right now, but they crew members turned around. He was gone. He couldn't stand it, so he's going to have to wait and see if his son can go to victory lane here tonight.
If he does, I guarantee he's crying over this.
Yeah, well, Dad sent Kyle to the ASA to learn to run some laps. They run a lot of laps in that division. Indeed, he did. 2 poles, 1 win. He is running here in his first super speedway race. He will go to Talladega, all for seat time. You're going to see a lot of Adam Petty as the years roll on.
Let me correct myself. This is his second race back. He did run an ASA race last weekend here in the state of North Carolina. Right now, his biggest concern is that guy right behind him, Mike Wallace, trying to find a way around and steal Adam's thunder if he can, as we work to the final laps of this race. 61 down, 67 is the distance tonight. Lap traffic ahead for the leaders.
Wallace hasn't been able to do anything with Adam Petty for quite a while. That's all he's able to do is close within a car length. Can't seem to get any closer than that. We'll see if the experience pays off in a little while. Wallace, 6 times a winner in this series. Adam Petty making his first ever start in this series.